To honor the day I was born, my father named me Snow White.
Little girl at a lonely well,
This is his kingdom.
with the same little tale to tell.
He taught me to be fearless, fair, brave, and true.
Is that a girl I'll ever know again?
But she changed everything. Please, show mercy.
Find his home and burn it to the ground. You were saying? Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
My queen, your beauty is beyond compare. But there is one, her beauty grows from deep within. Snow White. She is as pure as snow.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Is there anybody here?
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
You'll be safe from the Queen here.
They say all you have to do to make your wish come true.
You have to run.
Is let it go.
I'm not afraid to fight.
Well, I can hear the echo loud and clear.
Can you point me in the right direction?
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle to find me. I close my eyes and see the girl I'm meant to be. Is she
It's time
gonna
to restore our kingdom. Follow me.
You're called happy because you're happy, and I'm called grumpy because I'm misunderstood.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you again with the Disney 3D Art channel. In today's video, a new movie has been premiered by Disney. It was the first original animated film format, it's Snow White. Then more than 1 year ago, on November 5, 2023, that YouTube channel just made an animated version, so today we will format the live-action version of this movie for everyone to watch. As for the animated version, if anyone hasn't seen this video, they can watch it again. Now for the main content of this movie. Snow White is an American live-action musical, fantasy adaptation of Walt Disney's very first animated feature film in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was based on the fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. It was released on March 21, 2025. Princess Snow White flees the castle when her stepmother, the evil queen, in her jealousy over Snow White's inner beauty, tries to kill her. Deep into the dark woods, she stumbles upon 7 magical dwarves and a young thief named Jonathan. Together, they strive to survive the queen's relentless pursuit and aspire to take back the kingdom in the process. The narrator begins the story by telling how a princess was born in a winter storm inside a carriage. Her parents named her Snow White and raised her to be kind and caring and to be the leader everyone needs. Good things grow. The royal family and everyone in the kingdom lived happy days until the queen fell ill and passed away. Soon, they were greeted by a noblewoman whose beauty and magical abilities charmed the king. They married, and then the woman revealed herself to be evil. There were whispers of an attack from a neighboring kingdom, and the king went with his army to war. Sadly, he never came back. The new queen ruled the kingdom with tyranny and drove everyone into fear and famine while Snow White became her own castle's servant. Years later, while cleaning the halls, Snow White comes across a thief named Jonathan, who tells her the kingdom is suffering and he is stealing for those in need. He soon gets caught and the queen prepares to have him executed. But Snow White speaks on his behalf. But the queen insists on punishing him. Snow White walks around the castle, thinking back to the happy days, waiting on a wish. Seeing Jonathan bound to the castle gate, she frees him and gives him a piece of bread. He asks her to come with him and see the kingdom for herself, but she declines. The queen witnesses all this and is furious. That night, Snow White tries to ask the queen to show the townsfolk some kindness and charity, which she profusely declines, saying no one needs luxury. And they don't want a withering flower but a perfect diamond. Her words pierce Snow White's heart. The queen later asks the magic mirror who the fairest of them all is. Which the mirror answers is Snow White. This angers her to no end. She then tells the huntsman to take Snow White into the far forest to pick apples and kill her. The huntsman fails to find it in his heart to murder such an innocent princess and urges her to flee into the forest. While fleeing, she comes across horrifying images of tree-like monsters but then finds some cute and beautiful animals. They guide her through the forest to the cottage where she rests until the owners. The 7 dwarfs return, hi-ho. All except Grumpy allow her to stay for one night. The queen asks the mirror again who is the fairest of them all. And the mirror again answers that the fairest is Snow White. She realizes the huntsman had lied to her and takes him to court. She punishes him by having him thrown into the dungeons and orders her guards to hunt down and capture Snow White. All is fair. The next morning, the dwarfs quarrel and quickly escalate to a fight until a bowl of oatmeal drops on Dopey. The dwarfs laugh at his ridicule, so Snow White comforts him. She teaches him to express himself by whistling. The pair then convince the other dwarfs to help clean the house. Whistle while you work. Snow White sets off to find her father while the dwarfs head off to the mines. On her way, she comes across Jonathan again, and he leads her to his troops, a group of bandits, princess problems. The guards find them and demand Snow White to come with them. The bandits refuse and fight bravely until Snow White lures them away with the herbivore animals' help. Jonathan gets shot on the shoulder, protecting the princess from a flying arrow. They take Jonathan to the dwarfs where Doc heals him. Everyone celebrates and dances together, the silly song. Snow White and Jonathan find themselves falling for each other, a hand meets a hand. When they hear guards nearby, Jonathan and the bandits lure them away. But Jonathan gets caught and taken to the queen's court. By finding out where Snow White is, the queen opens a secret passage. Transforms herself into an old hag and dips an apple into a cauldron filled with poison, then sets out to find Snow White. All is fair reprise. The queen finds Snow White at the cottage and gives her the poisoned apple. When she takes a bite, she begins to fall ill. The queen then tells her that she killed her father as the princess falls under the sleeping death curse. The dwarfs return to find her dead and mourn her. Jonathan and the huntsman escape their prison. Jonathan finds his way to the sleeping princess and kisses her in mourning. The kiss awakes her and they are reunited. Snow White has no idea what to do now that the king is dead, but Jonathan persuades her to take back the kingdom, waiting on a wish reprise, and even Dopey speaks in agreement, shocking everyone. Snow White goes to confront the queen, convincing the guards to remember what the good old days were like and can be again if they would all allow it. As well as revealed the truth of the king's death, Snow White returns. Meanwhile, the dwarfs and bandits sneak inside the castle through the secret passage under the dungeon to be her backup. Everyone rebels against the queen, who angrily tries to plunge a dagger into Snow White's heart until one of Jonathan's bandits shoots it out of her hand with a crossbow bolt. The queen then retreats to the mirror chamber where Snow White witnesses her smash the mirror and is suddenly dissolved and pulled into the now dead mirror as the mirror's glass parts repair itself. Snow White takes her place in the kingdom as a kind new queen, marrying Jonathan, and everyone comes together to celebrate in a finishing dance number, Good Things Grow finale. Now as the main of the character, Snow White is the titular main protagonist of the 2025 Disney musical fantasy film of the same name. A live-action remake of the 1937 traditionally animated classic film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She is a young princess whose beauty is defined by her inherent purity and kindness, earning the title of the fairest one of all, and who dreams to be the fair and benevolent ruler her late parents believed her to be. Shortly after saving a bandit named Jonathan, Snow White is forced to leave her kingdom after finding out that her stepmother, the evil queen, wants to kill her just to remain being the fairest. Joining forces with the seven dwarfs and slowly falling in love with Jonathan, she becomes determined to free her kingdom from the queen's tyranny once and for all. She is portrayed by Rachel Zegler, who also portrayed Maria Vasquez in the 2021 film adaptation of West Side Story, Anthea in the DC Extended Universe, Lucy Gray Baird in The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and voiced Princess Elian in Spellbound. Snow White was born in an unnamed kingdom to her parents, the Good King and the Good Queen, during a snowstorm. As she grew up, she was raised by her parents to believe that the riches of their kingdom belonged to those who worked it and that leadership came from kindness and fairness. The king and queen brought Snow White to a well and showed her her own reflection to tell her that everything in life should be done with fairness and courage in their land, and that she would be a great ruler one day. Unfortunately, when Snow White was still a child, the Good Queen fell ill and passed away. She and her father were left heartbroken by her mother's death until sometime later, a stunningly beautiful woman arrived at the castle. Charmed by her beauty and magical abilities, her father married the mysterious woman. Snow White was excited and happy to meet her new stepmother, but unbeknownst to both the young princess and her father, the new queen turned out to be an evil enchantress who only cared about her beauty and the power it gave her. First is to paint the skin, then color the black hair, and wear the slippers for Princess Snow White. Next is to wearing a royal blue bodice with puffed sleeves and a yellow flowing skirt for Princess Snow White. Next is to draw the hairstyle for Princess Snow White. Next is to decorate the face for Princess Snow White. Finally, wear the necklace and red headband on top for Princess Snow White. So the character Snow White from the movie at the same name has been completed. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to receive the new notify. At the same time, download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free, used by many people of the world. Thanks for watching and see you soon.